My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, the Modonna Virus, Chapter 4, Corruption. Keep in mind that this is an alternate universe and it takes place during the events of Season 7 of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. I don't have any editing software to edit and add background music of any kind, since I mostly use my Elgato to record gameplays, commentaries, reactions, and more like this. I do hope you all enjoyed the video reading. Without further ado, let's get into the story of Chapter 4. Before the events of Ponyville being overrun by the infected, and during the events of the Crystal Empire being overrun by the infected, an orange Pegasus with a brown mane is doing off his work at his desk while finishing up a paper for his manager, who's the CEO's son. He then brought the paper to his boss, as he then now sees some of his coworkers trying to leave the office in a hurry. Since something is happening outside that has them almost all in a panic, he then met up with the manager in the middle of the whole office department to deliver some news to the orange Pegasus. "Did you finish the paper that I gave you to finish up for me, old man?" "Yes, I did, sir. Here's the paper that you wanted me to finish." "Good. But it does look very boring, as always, with the analytics and all. With all due respect, sir, I understand that it looks very boring and all, but it's part of the job of working in the office." "Oh, I see. Well then, you're fired. Go and pack up your things and leave this office immediately, you old geezer." Dalton was a little annoyed at first, but now he's shocked now by his manager, Sean, and for the out of the blue firing. Dalton still kept his professional intact. "What? You heard me right, Dalton. You're dead weight, and I don't care about your achievements in this company. I just don't like you personally at all. Is all." He said as he walked away. Dalton then went back to his desk to pack up and leave the building. He then started to talk to himself in his mind to vent a little. Stupid CEO's idiotic son firing me. The kid should know that he shouldn't fire people based on not liking them personally at all. He has no respect for his older colleagues. Like me. I'm only 28 years old, while he's 25 years old. Above all Sean ever does is sit in his office all day and play computer games like chess online or play on his gaming console, the Neopone Switch. He doesn't even pay us the exact amount of working for $15 an hour of our shifts, when he only gives us $20 every paycheck. At the end of every Friday, at least I have my secret project in the works, and now I can focus on that while trying to find a new job. As he was finished packing up, he said goodbye to some of his coworkers along the way as he was heading towards the elevator. Once the elevator has arrived, a dark blue Pegasus mare with purple mane joined him on the elevator, looking upset while trying to hide it. He was about to ask her if she's okay when all of a sudden they heard a loud, blood-curdling scream came from somewhere in the office. The elevator then started to break, and Dalton and the dark blue mare got scared and shocked by this, that it broke, and they fell 3 stories down towards the basement, from where they got knocked out unconscious from the impact. As the elevator hit the basement floors, some zombies took the stairs and started invading the office, scratching and biting ponies. Manager Sean was about to get on the elevator after forcing open the doors with all his strength, only to realize that it had broke and there is no rope to go down with it too. As he turned to his right side to find another exit, one of the employees that have become mutated then let out a huge and loud shrieking screeching sound that he got pushed back by the monster's wailing shrieks and got deaf temporarily a little, while the monster shrieks and breaks glass all around her. The mare, who mutated into a screecher, is the office's most hottest and beautiful mare who is married. Some guys did have a crush on her, but decided to keep themselves in check and respect her boundaries of her marriage and her too. Sean is now covering his ears since they have started to hurt from the monster's shrieks. Out of nowhere, as he was standing there, a zombie ran up and bit him on the right front leg. And then Sean pushed the zombie off and head towards the staircase that he used to go downstairs. However, the stairs were flooded with hordes of zombies running up the stairs. As the zombies pushed him against the wall and started biting and scratching at him, a spiker zombie turned their back against him and shot off its spikes on his back. As the zombie directly shot him in the head, as some of his spikes also hit other zombies too. Hours later, while the events of Ponyville getting attacked and overrun by the zombies, both Dalton and the blue mare woke up from being knocked out unconscious from the elevator fall. Once they woke up, they felt dizzy and numb that they both threw up when they got out of the elevator. After finishing up getting the nauseous out of their system and started to get slowly hear things clearly, they then looked around and saw that they are both in the basement of an office building. However, they aren't alone, as they hear some pony praying in a whisper as their prayers quietly echo faintly through the basement. Dear Celestia and Voss, forgive us for our sins on what we have done in our lives as we keep living. I pray for your salvation and hope that you can give us an answer and show us a sign on how to survive this plague. I will right all my wrongdoings and make things right in order to bear myself. As both Dalton and the blue mare got close to the pony praying with a flashlight on that they found, and the pony stopped praying as she felt their presence and thought they were zombies. As the pony grabbed the wooden broken pole from a piece of wood that they found. Ah! Ah! I need to drink some bar. As the mysterious mare jumped out with a broken wooden pole to attack, she stopped and realized both of them are not zombies. She also started to calm down and realized that the dark blue and purple mane mare beside Dalton, that's her best friend. Dalton and Moonlight? And Patty? The two mares then ran into each other and hugged as they both cried as Moonlight recognized the mare with lightish red coat and a green mane with glasses. While Dalton stands there, heart warmed by the event moment, but also still scared of the situation that they are in, as he remembers hearing a blood-curdling scream from the office on the second floor, that he feels like something isn't right at all. I'm very sorry to break up this happy moment, and as much as it warms my heart to see you ladies see each other again, we still need to get out of here and to safety as well, since there could be a monster or creature on the loose. He said to them as he got their attention while the two mares were hugging. They then decided to grab weapons in the basement. Patty stayed with her wooden broken pole. Moonlight found a machete in a box near a boiler, and Dalton found a 9mm pistol with a silencer on it on a desktop. He remembers that one of his co-workers would come down here and fix it up to add to their gun or weapon collection at home. They were old timer in their 60s, but he knew how much the guy likes to collect weapons. Fix them up to their original state and bring them back home with him as long as they don't aren't stolen or anything bad. My bad. As they got their weapons, they then descended the basement stair slowly and quietly as they can, while Dalton takes the lead. Moonlight in the middle and Patty in the back of them both. Dalton then quietly opened the door and saw two infected ponies chowing down on a dead Zavire pony that they caught. It also looks like they are completely distracted and focused on eating the body, then noticing their surroundings. Looks like I can only see two infected distracted eating a pony that they must have caught earlier. Other than that, I don't see other infected ponies in the open. But still, let's keep very quiet and tread carefully to the back of the building and head towards the shelter. Alright. Patty then also nodded to who next they silently crouched through the first floor to the back and head out through the door emergency exit. It was in the afternoon or evening yesterday, but both Dalton and Moonlight feels like they have been unconscious way more than just a few hours or so when they got outside. Hey, Patty, how long have me and Dalton have been knocked out inside the elevator when the outbreak first started here in the Crystal Empire? The answer that Patty gave to both of them was unexpected. You both must have been out for at least 2 days now, a while in that elevator. Both Dalton and Moonlight now have very shocked looks on their faces, as much as they want to scream, yell, and get mad at the fact that they have been out for a very very long time. They decide not to at the moment, since they are outside and don't want to attract the undead's attention to them. They then start to think and come up with a plan to get to the bunker safely. I just thought of an idea and remembered something. Both Patty and Moonlight stood there as they listened to him. While they are scared and wondering what is Dalton's idea to distract the infected in order to get to the bunker safely without being bitten or scratched. Moonlight then spoke up and asked while she's still scared, "What is your plan, Dalton?" Dalton remembers that 2 days ago in the morning that there was a noise complaint outside of their office building about how some construction workers working on pipes in the sewers playing loud music outside, which caused almost every pony or a lot of ponies to have troubles focusing on their work. As they didn't stop when one of the department managers told them to turn it down or off since it was distracting every pony. So the construction workers decided to turn off the music outside of irritation. Dalton then picked up a brick with his wing and got into a baseball pitching pose. As he looked at the boombox to find the perfect mark and height to throw it at in order to hit it, he then threw it as it soared through the air and hit the boombox, which now turned on the music and caught the attention of the zombies. As the infected headed towards the loud sound of the boombox, the three ponies then started to make a run for it towards the community shelter that is 2 blocks away on the outskirts of the Crystal Empire. Along the way, a zombie came out and scratched Patty that was coming out of the sewers. Ah! Both Dalton and Moonlight stopped and took a look at what happened and why Patty screamed. They saw that a zombie pony having some troubles getting out of the sewers from the heavy lid, along with Patty now limping towards them with an infected scratch on her back left leg. Moonlight then started to worry about her friend since she knows that she's going to become one of the monsters. The bunker has a medical bay and an infection area. There are holding maxi glass cells for infected ponies waiting to be treated. After they find a cure and research that research this disease too. Right now, we need to head to the bunker immediately. Okay, let's head to the bunker then. Moonlight and Patty then continued to keep running along with Dalton. Once they got to the shelter and stopped at the entrance, Dalton pulled out a card that immediately opened the elevator door without a scan of them. They then stepped onto the elevator, and Patty was looking more and more pale from her infection, which means that she is about to become a zombie. Once the elevator door to the outside closed, Patty kept repeating to herself that she won't turn and that she'll be okay, denying that a zombie scratch counts too. I won't turn and I'll be okay. A zombie scratch doesn't count. I won't turn and I'll be okay. A zombie scratch doesn't. She didn't stop repeating to herself once the elevator started going down. Both Moonlight and Dalton started to get scared and worried more with the situation that they are in. Moonlight then broke the silence when she asked her friend, Patty, are you okay? Please say something. You're starting to scare. She then was cut off when Patty let out a blood-curdling scream, which then sent her back to the wall that Dalton is up against. Before she could lunge at the both of them, a machine of what looks like a taser gun came out and shot Patty, in which has shocked her and knocked her out unconscious. A voice came on the speaker saying, Commencing vital signs scan now. A red laser grid came on and scanned their bodies through. While Patty's body is lying unconscious on the left side of the elevator, and Dalton and Moonlight are still up against the right wall, trying to process what happened in that moment as the AI machine scans them up and down twice inside the elevator. Since it goes from corner to corner, the elevator then stopped and the doors opened as the AI came back on. Vital signs scan completed. Welcome, CEO Dalton. Every pony in the elevator, please make your way out the elevator while the infected gets restrained in an energy field box and transported to the virus research labs and containment center. The guards then brought the two ponies to the cafeteria area. However, Dalton wanted to go to his office and bring Moonlight along to comfort her as a friend, along with get some paperwork done, since Moonlight is crying that her best friend got infected and turned into a zombie. While at the same time, Moonlight started questioning why Dalton is called a CEO by the AI. Meanwhile, after Dalton, Moonlight, and Patty got into the community shelter inside the Crystal Empire's castle, the survivors are starting to suffer a shortage on food now since they are run out of food and drinks. There are 212 ponies that made it inside the castle. A good portion of them haven't eaten anything yet since the outbreak started 2 days ago. The guards are also starting to starve and get hungry too, while Cobal just sits quietly on the ground with his back against the wall, as he watches as every pony looks like they are starving to death. Who ate the last of the birthday cake that we were saving for Flurry Heart's birthday? Cobal looked up as of the male guard yelled about the birthday cake for Flurry Heart's birthday. He didn't eat the cake since he barely ate. The only thing that he ate was a cup of applesauce from the fridge. Every pony else then also looked at the guard and a little worried about what he will do to every pony. As nobody gave the guard an answer, he then slammed his glass cup on the floor and it shattered. It then scared every pony in that room, and he decided to hold a public meeting in the main hall in the discussion of the food shortage situation. Every pony to the main hall right now! Once every pony surrounded him in the middle of the main hall, he then started his speech. Alright, every pony, listen up. I am tired of every pony stress eating our food supplies. We are trying to make sure it only lasts for a while, not for a day or two, he said, with his face turned red from his white fur coat after his yelling. Some ponies then started to join in the discussion on the... Sorry about that, I was on my burr. Some ponies started to join in the discussion on the food shortage, along with the infected outside getting worse. That's stressing every pony out. Then how are we supposed to calm down? We have infected ponies outside that are willing to bite, scratch, and eat us without a second thought or any common sense. What do you want us to do in order to get more food or for every pony? Yell like a damsel in distress from the castle's top floor tower? Have discord make food appear right in front of us? Then why don't you go? We'll do it then. It's better than being around a low-class pony like you. Why don't you go and knit a SOS signal for us, Grandma? That's better than dealing with your negative attitude. As the argument continues to slowly grow, Cobal can hear some ponies' stomachs growl as well as his own. A sinister idea came to his mind then. He decided to gallop to the center to get every pony's attention. Every pony, listen up! Then the ponies that were arguing stopped and every pony looked at Cobal. I know that every pony is scared, worried, and hungry, but I have a solution in mind. What's your idea to the solution, Cobal? The hall then fell silent for a few more seconds, and then he said what every pony wasn't expecting to hear. That shocked and gasped the crowd, devouring other ponies. Some pony then now spoke out and argued that it's not a good idea to do that. That's a bad idea. Why would you suggest something so evil and inhumane like that? Think about it. We have run out of food already, and no pony has that courage to go outside and scavenge yet. We do have a garden, but no fresh vegetables or anything has grown yet the last 2 weeks, even before this virus started. What do you suggest? We starve to death then? There are still ponies here who haven't eaten anything yet and are dealing with stress from what's happening outside. He's right, and I'm with him. As Spoiled Milk said that, she walked over to one side of the hallway, while most ponies walked with her over to Cobal's side of the hallway. Some from Cobal's side walked to the other side of the hallway to go against Cobal's inhumane act. As 15% ponies are on the side of not devouring others, 80% of the ponies decided with Cobal, including Sunburst, that was mostly quiet among the crowd. Most of the guards joined Cobal's side, while some others didn't. Then the guard who started the plague meeting in the main hall spoke out again and more angry than usual. Have you all gone insane or lost it already? You better do something so inhumane than do something that benefits every pony's survival? We are benefiting every pony's survival. We are expanding our food supply and getting rid of all the fat slobs who eat a lot. Yeah! No mercy for food gorgers! Then the hallways fell silent as the ponies on the other side of the hall that aren't with Cobal grew terrified and scared of the situation they are in, since they know that they are outnumbered as they slowly backed away. While on Cobal's side, some ponies gave off a creepy smile and stare at them, as if they are looking at them as a delicious 3-course meal as some jewel. The silence then completely broke after a few seconds of standing and staring at each other, when Cobal gave her his first order as a leader for his evil group. Capture and put them in the dungeon jail cells for safekeeping for future devourings. Also leave one out and keep them alive as possible. Every pony then charge at the ponies that are now running for their lives, while Cobal walks away and lets out a sinister smile as if he's happy for ponies not going against him.